You ever had someone tell you, just give it time? Like whatever you're going through, grief, heartbreak, trauma will just disappear if you wait long enough. I used to think, and I used to believe that too. I really did. I thought that if I just kept moving forward, if I kept myself busy, if I kept pushing everything down, that one day I would just stop hurting. Time would pass and I would wake up and suddenly everything would just be okay. But the truth is that time didn't do anything but kept me running from myself. The longer I ran, the heavier it got. There were points in my life where I was carrying so much pain that I became unrecognizable. I had all these wounds that I never tended to, and instead of healing, they just kept reopening in different ways. I became short-tempered, easily triggered, constantly feeling like I had to be on guard, right? I had to protect myself. I was shutting down in relationships, keeping people at distance, even when I didn't want to. I love people, but I don't trust them. I didn't trust anybody, not even myself. I couldn't even figure out why. I thought that something was wrong with me. I thought that I just needed more time. Just give me a little bit more time. I'll get this together, right? But what I learned is that time alone doesn't heal anything. Time just gives us space. And in that space, we have to make a choice. We have two choices. We can either do the work or we can keep avoiding it. And avoiding it, that's what keeps people stuck. Today, we're talking about why time alone do not fix your pain. Why so many people feel stuck in their healing and what healing actually takes. Because if you sitting there waiting for time to make it all go away, you might be waiting forever. But before we dive into that, I want to welcome back all my listeners. And for those who are new here, hi and welcome. And I'm so happy that you're here today. I would like to introduce myself. I am Rose Jones. I'm your host here at a Sister Love Podcast, and I am just one woman with one voice, healing and helping other women heal. This is a space where we help women feel safe in their healing journey, love themselves, and create generational healing. You heard me, generational healing. So, if you've been searching for a sisterhood that's judge-free, supportive, and feel real and safe, then you are in the right place. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss another episode of a Sisters Love Podcast. Also, don't forget to join our Facebook group called Sister Let's Heal Together, where we take these conversations deeper and support each other beyond this podcast.
Welcome to A Sister's Love, the podcast that helps women who are healing by having those deep conversations, giving practical advice and words of encouragement. Come on, let's talk about it.
Pain doesn't just dissolve over time. It moves, it travels, it finds new ways to show up if you never address it. And that's what happened to me. I thought that I was over things. I thought that I had moved on. But the pain didn't leave. It just changed shape. It showed up in the way that I reacted to people, in the walls that I built. I shut down when I felt too vulnerable. It showed up in my parenting, in my relationships, in the way I talk to myself, in the way I talk to other people. And pain doesn't make it disappear. It just buries it deeper, where it turns into something else: anger, anxiety, trust issues, self-doubt, numbness. And that's why healing requires foundational work, because pain will not leave just because enough time has passed. It only leaves when you give it a place to go. We got to give it somewhere to go. So what happens when you try to heal without first having or laying foundation for your healing? You feel stuck. And it's not just any kind of stuck. You feel like no matter what you do, no matter how much effort you put in, you keep hitting the same wall over and over again. Let's talk about why that happens. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things? You're going to therapy, you're reading the books, you're journaling, you're practicing self-care, but somehow you still find that you're stuck in the same place. It's like you're walking in a circle. Like, no matter how much work you put in, you keep repeating the same patterns. You keep having the same emotional breakdowns. You keep reacting the same way in relationships. You keep slipping back into habits, old habits, unhealthy habits. And that's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's not because healing isn't for you. It's because healing cannot happen without a foundation. Healing without a foundation is like building on quicksand. So let's imagine trying to build a house, but instead of laying a solid foundation, first you just start stacking bricks on top of dirt. No structure, no stability, just bricks, one on top of the other. Now at first it might look like progress, right? Like, oh, I got this, this look good. You see something forming, like, hey girl, I got this. Yes, you feel like you're doing something. But then the moment the wind blows, the moment a storm comes through, the entire thing falls. It crumbles. Not because you didn't work hard enough on it, but because you built on an unstable foundation. And that's what happens without foundational work. You can stack as many healing tools on top of yourself as you want. Like I said before, the journaling, the affirmation, the inner work. But if you don't have a foundation holding all of that together, it won't last. You'll keep finding yourself back where you started, wondering why nothing is working, why nothing is sticking. And the second reason why people feel stuck is because their nervous system is still stuck in survival mode. Your body is still holding on to everything you've been through. Even if mentally you're telling yourself that you're safe now, if your body hasn't got that message, you will keep responding to life as if you're still in danger. That's why you still react in the ways that you do. That's why certain things trigger you out of nowhere. That's why you feel exhausted even when you're not doing anything. Your body is still waiting for the next threat, the next attack, the next moment when everything is going to fall apart again. And when your nervous system is in survival mode, healing doesn't feel possible. It feels unsafe because healing requires vulnerability. It requires softness. It requires you to trust the process. But if your body is still in fight or flight, none of that is going to feel accessible to you. And the third reason people feel stuck, they don't know who they are outside of this pain, outside of this trauma. I say this with love. When you've been living in survival mode for so long, when you spend years just trying to make it through, healing can feel like losing yourself, because who you are when you're not protecting yourself, who are you when you're not carrying all of this pain and all of this weight? A lot of people do not realize this, but healing isn't just about feeling better. It's about grieving the person that you used to be. It's about letting go of parts of you that were built from pain, even if those parts were the very thing that kept you safe for so long. If you don't acknowledge that, if you don't give yourself time to grieve, to process, to rebuild, you will keep clinging to those old versions of yourself, even when they're no longer serving you.
Hey, beautiful. Let's take a quick break and let's talk about something I think might help you right now. There was a point in my healing journey where I had to be real with myself. What I was doing wasn't working. I felt emotionally off balance. I kept hitting the same wall. No matter what I tried, I felt stuck. And when I finally sat with it, I realized I didn't feel safe. Not in my body, not in my emotions, and not even within myself. That's when everything shifted, because I finally understood that the lack of safety was the reason I couldn't move forward. And if you feel that way, like something is missing in your healing, I want to introduce to you my workbook collection, Healing the Survivor. It is built around my 3-step framework called Safe With Me, and it breaks it into micro steps to help you create safety, find stabilization, and reconnect with yourself. If you're in a place where nothing is working and you know something is missing, I want you to give my collection a try. Click the link in my show notes.
How do we stop feeling stuck? How do we lay foundation that actually works? That's what I'm going to break down next. So today we covered why time alone doesn't heal, why you feel stuck without foundational healing, and an introduction to my Safe With Me framework, a 3-step approach to creating safety, stabilization, and reconnection with self. Over the next few episodes, we're going to go even deeper into this because I want to make sure that you have the real tools, the real understanding, and real support for your healing journey. Because healing isn't about forcing yourself to move on. It's about creating a foundation where healing actually has the space to happen. Well, thank you for spending this time with me today. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs it. And if you're looking for a space to continue this conversation, join our Facebook group, Sister Let's Heal Together. We go deeper, we unpack, and most importantly, we support each other in this journey. Next episode, we're going to be talking about why you keep sabotaging your healing without realizing it. We're breaking down the habits that keeping you stuck in survival mode, why over-functioning, people-pleasing, and emotional numbness feels safe, and how to break free from self-sabotaging cycles. You don't want to miss this episode. Until next time, take care of yourself. Signing off, your sister Do Love Bros. Love you. Bye.